I started my advocacy for girls' education in Pakistan at age 10. When you look at which countries have the highest number of girls out of school, Pakistan comes second after Nigeria. Malala Fund wants to see a transformation for girls' education. I was really lucky that I was able to become the executive producer of Joyland. I found the right person for me, Asar. He is an amazing friend, partner, husband, and I'm so lucky to have him. I started my advocacy for girls' education in Pakistan at age 10, and when I got the opportunity to work for girls around the world, and I started the Malala Fund, I said that I have to start from my country. So we have been working in Pakistan for the past many years, and right now we are supporting local activists and organizations who work for improving the quality of education, training female teachers, and changing policies so we can see more girls enrolling into schools in Pakistan. And so far we have invested $9.6 million in our projects, and we are also doing public and private partnerships as well. Together with the government, we are working on a STEAM program where we are improving the quality of education in 13,000 schools, and we hope that these initiatives would transform the quality of education and ensure that girls have access to quality education where they can get a chance to become inventors, innovators, scientists, engineers, and be the change makers in the country. Girls' education is a global issue, and when you look at which countries have the highest number of girls out of school, Pakistan comes second after Nigeria. When we look at statistics, more than 12 million girls do not have access to education in Pakistan, and girls drop out of school at the secondary level. When girls reached that age, they have a lot of family pressure. There are also not enough schools for them. There's lack of secondary schools as well. There's also lack of good infrastructure, quality teaching. There's lack of female teachers as well. So due to many of these reasons, many girls are not able to continue their education up to their secondary level, and that's why the focus of Malala Fund is to ensure that girls have access to secondary education. I hope that the progress that we have made, we can accelerate that going forward, and we can see all girls in Pakistan having access to education in the coming years. It is a commitment that all countries have made in the Sustainable Development Goals as well. In Goal 4, all countries have agreed at the United Nations that all children will have access to safe, quality education. And Pakistan can make it happen. I believe that in this country, people are passionate about learning, about education, about knowledge, and we can be that role model country where we prove that our children will have access to this basic right, which is to learn, which is to become the change makers of tomorrow, and I believe it is possible through the activism of all activists in the country. Men, women, and other organizations are coming together. They are working locally, they're working on the provincial level, on the national level as well, and these are the activists that I support through Malala Fund, because I believe their activism can actually make change at the local level and at the national level, and they can help us see the day when all children, and especially girls, will be able to get education in Pakistan. Malala Fund opened its office in Pakistan recently, and we're really excited that we have a big team here now, and we are working with amazing people who are making sure that we see the change that we are dreaming of right now for girls in Pakistan. And we are already working with the federal government on this partnership called STEAM program, and in this we are focusing on transforming the quality of education in government schools, and our goal is to transform the quality of education in 13,000 schools. And the program has already started, and we are already seeing the results. We are making sure that girls have access to sciences, mathematics, engineering, and all sorts of fields that they deserve a chance in. So we hope that they can be the future scientists, engineers, and change makers of the country. Malala Fund wants to see a transformation for girls' education. We want to see change through the activism of local activists. Malala Fund is supporting many activists in this country who are working on local, federal and provincial level. And we also want to collaborate with the government to make sure that we address the bigger challenges that are present in the education sector. We are always open to ensuring that we exchange knowledge, expertise, and we work together, because this is our common goal. It is about the future of this country. If we want to ensure that Pakistan strengthens in its economy and it develops further, and Pakistan is ready for all the challenges ahead, whether that is climate change, whether that is battling extreme poverty, or that is addressing gender inequality, education can be a key source of addressing all of these issues. So investing in education, and especially girls' education, and ensuring that it is quality and safe education for all children can help us make that vision come true, and it help us to see it as reality. So I hope that going forward, together with the support of federal and provincial governments, together with the support of the civil society and activists, we will be able to see quality education for all Pakistani children. In order to see a change in the whole country, in order to change policies, in order to change social norms, in order to change perspective, you have to work with all the stakeholders. You have to be able to talk to civil society, you have to talk to the experts as well, to the educators, people who are doing all the research work, but also you have to be open to work with the government as well. We know that Pakistan is facing many challenges. It is vulnerable to climate change disasters as well, and people here are also, like, they're passionate about seeing a positive change in the field of education. However, the resources are limited and there are additional external challenges as well. So for us, like, going forward, working in unity and working in partnership can help us to make a transformational change in education possible. So I strongly believe that you have to work together, you have to partner together, because we have one common goal, and that is quality and safe education for all Pakistani children. So then, why are we not working together? Pakistan was devastated after the recent floods, and it also reminds us that countries like Pakistan are more vulnerable to the climate related disasters such as floods. And we saw how many villages were just fully covered underwater, and I had the opportunity to go to Dadu as well, and I visited this camp, and I met some families there, and I met some amazing girls there who were at the secondary level of their education, and a lot of them were not in their schools because their schools had either been covered in the flood water, they were displaced for months, and they were still waiting when they would go back to their home. And I met this amazing girl, Suhaila, and she dreams to be a doctor, and she hopes that she can have the opportunity to get her education. So floods and climate related events are impacting education directly, and my message at that time in that trip was to bring attention to the support that is required right now to address the urgent and immediate humanitarian needs of the families who are displaced, but also to think about the long-term solutions to these problems. And we know that education is again a key solution to addressing climate change, especially for girls. If you look at all the research on climate change, it tells you that you have to invest in gender equality and you have to invest in girls' education to address these problems. It helps us create more climate resilient economies. So I hope that going forward we will ensure that we are preparing ourselves against such calamities, and we are investing in the education of our children. Whenever I visit communities which are affected by floods or other events, I make sure that we stay in touch with the people we meet there and provide support to the girls, especially in their education. And so we are already in touch with the girls that I met there. And Suhaila, the girl who I met, she also shared her story on Malala Fund's newsletter called Assembly, and she made sure that her voice is heard by all our readers in more than 100 countries. And our goal is to ensure that we bring attention to what's happening, but also do something from our side. So in these, to respond to the floods, Malala Fund announced $700,000 to address the urgent and the immediate needs, and our focus is mainly on schools, on girls, on women, and we have provided the immediate support. But in the long term, we want to ensure that we are investing in quality education in Pakistan, and also in climate education as well, because that is something that we all need, because we are more exposed to climate change now, and it's we are going to try our best to prevent such disasters, but also be prepared when they happen, in how we protect ourselves, our families, and how do we become more resilient to these calamities. When I was studying in Oxford, I realized that there was not much content on Pakistan. There was lack of scholars from Pakistan as well, and there was just lack of opportunities for Pakistani students, because when they get admission, a lot of them have financial difficulties, and they usually miss the chance of studying at Oxford. So my friends, they started this Oxford Pakistan program. I was studying at the same time as them, and I remember when they first shared this idea with me in the beautiful garden of our college. At that time, it was just an idea in our heads, but a few years later it has come true. Students are already receiving scholarships. We also started lecture series. We have also started financial support system for students who have any challenges, any difficulties, to make sure that they are able to continue their studies, and they have all the help and support that they need despite any challenge that they face. And we want to make sure that we bring attention to the Pakistani perspective, the South Asian perspective. We bring attention to our culture, our history, and just the diversity of thoughts and philosophy that come from our region. So there's like Alam Iqbal lecture series and many other things. And I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to help in the scholarships. So going forward, I will be personally supporting the scholarship of a Pakistani female student who comes from a difficult background. So our vision is to keep this program going for the many decades and centuries ahead, because I believe that Pakistani students deserve more support. They are brilliant and bright academically, but we need to make sure that we have a support system for them. This is definitely the first of many fellowships, and I hope that more and more people will support this fellowship program, and they will support the scholarships and all the academic initiatives that we are doing. So I recently entered the entertainment world. I started my production company, Extracurricular, and I'm partnering with Apple TV+. And I realized that there is actually lack of Muslim artists, directors, and writers in this industry. Muslims make up 25% of the world population, but they're only represented by 1%. And they're either shown as the creators of like some extremism or the victims of some terrorism. But we need more perspectives from Muslim artists, from Muslim creators, and we need to make sure that we see as many stories as we can on our screens to get as many views as possible. So I was really lucky that I was able to become the executive producer of Joyland, and it's really a story. It's up to the person who watches it to interpret the message and how they connect with the story. I think it's everyone should watch it and make their own judgment. But the movie, for me, it was deeply moving. And I have personally learned so much from it, and it deserves all the praise and the attention that it's getting. With my production company, Extracurricular, I hope to give an opportunity to more Muslim artists, to more South Asian and Pakistani artists, and just to people of color who otherwise do not get the opportunity to bring their ideas to the screen, to bring their creativity to the screen. And I hope that I will be able to work with more women as well, who are just amazing in storytelling, but their stories are often not given the chance to be put on screen. And I'm already working on 6-7 projects with Apple TV Plus now, and we have got approval for many of those ideas, and we are also we have taken a few books that were written by female writers and now taking them to be on screen as well. So I'm really excited for the projects. So we have already shared a bit of information. Two of those shows are based on two books called 50 Words for Rain and Disorientation, and one is focused on this group of women who are based in South Korea, and they have a matriarchal society. I don't want to give any more spoilers, but we are working with Sue and A24 on that. Other than that, for Disorientation, we are working with Adam McKay, and we are working with these amazing artists, directors, and I'm really excited for the projects. I am lucky that I found the right person for me, Asar. He is an amazing friend, partner, husband, and I'm so lucky to have him because he makes me laugh all the time. He understands me and he supports me in my work, and we both really enjoy our company. And I'm just so grateful to have him in my life. And things have changed after marriage a lot. I would say that I am less serious now, and I am a bit more relaxed, because when you have another person in your life who brings so much joy to your day-to-day life, it changes everything, and I'm so lucky to be with him. I believe that when you want to see a change and when you want to do activism, you have to explore many more ways to do that work. Oftentimes we think about activism from the lens of the non-governmental organization work, like the NGO work, but we have to ensure that we are exploring other means as well. So that's why I'm focused on writing as well. I'm focused on now producing TV content as well, because I believe that in order to change perspective, in order to actually open our minds, we have to look at it through all of these means that we have. So I know that it is a lot of work, but I enjoy it because I believe that it can have an impact, and I hope that we will see a world in which we are more tolerant towards each other, in which we are more supportive towards each other, and we see a world where women and girls are not stopped from their dreams. Women and girls, they have the capacity, they have the potential to be change makers, to follow their dreams, but it's often the society that stops them. So we need to address all of those barriers, and we need to ensure that that women and girls have equal opportunities as everyone else. My message to all the incredible girls and women out there is that always believe in yourself. You are already fighting against so many challenges, from gender stereotypes to other big barriers in front of you, but it's really important that you never doubt yourself, you never doubt your leadership. You always start with having faith and confidence in yourself, because if you doubt yourself, others will doubt you too. So never doubt yourself, and make sure that you remain ambitious in your life going forward, and aim for the highest, in your life, and make sure that you set high standards for yourself, and never make any compromise on your rights, on what you deserve in your life. So I wish you all the best, and you are the leaders, you are the change makers. So go forward with with ambition and with passion. I'm with you. We are all with you.